The movie opens up in the near future, where significant advancements to humanity have been made. Biotechnology company Aeon offers a medical procedure that lets people transfer time from their own lives to someone else's body, as long as they have a DNA match. This way, those who need money can sell years of their lives, making them age quickly. On the other hand, the buyers get their youth back and become immortal. Normally, only desperate poor people agree to donate their time, though Aeon promotes it as a choice and a donation. This has become a primary way for migrants and asylum seekers to earn a living, as there are many of them in this future. Aeon prioritizes scholars, artists, celebrities, and even Nobel winners with time donations. They believe that if top influencers will get more years to live, they can surely contribute for the betterment of society. Next, we are introduced to the company's top manager, Max, who approaches the potential donors and personally persuades them to sell their years. Today, he convinces a teen from a migrant family to sell 15 years to improve their situation. Max shares with the teenager about how he sold 5 years to afford college and emphasizes how the money could help the family start a business, since their chances of legal residency are low. Initially, the teenager refuses, as 15 years is a long duration, but with the cunning Max's persuasion and a jaw-dropping compensation of 7 million euros, he agrees. In the next scene, Max is on his way to the company when he encounters a group protesting against Aeon's technology due to the increasing societal inequality. Max quietly proceeds forward and dons a raincoat to shield against thrown objects. Inside, there is a grand program to honor the best workers for the company and to discuss the future plans. Following this, Aeon's founder Sophie Thiessen appears on the stage and begins distributing the awards. Max is also honored for being the best agent and bringing in the largest numbers of donors to the company. Meanwhile, Sophie announces that they have selected 15 scientists and donated each of them with 15 years of life to continue their research for human society. The scene shifts to a facility where those scientists are being prepared for the process. To their bad luck, a man posing as an employee enters the scene and shoots several people dead. He then leaves a graffiti symbol on the wall before escaping. Later, we get to know that the assailant belongs to the Atom Group, an anti-Aeon organization, which is using terrorism to stop the company from targeting poor people. They believe that they're saving society. Afterwards, Sophie, along with her personal guards Kaya and Noak, watch a threat video sent by Atom's leader, Lilith. She promises more chaos if they don't stop their operations anytime soon. On the other hand, Max celebrates his award with his girlfriend Elena. The two have recently rented an apartment and wish to own it one day. Max assures Elena that once he gets a promotion in his company, they will have enough money to buy the apartment. The next day, the couple visits Elena's parents, and she introduces Max to them. He makes an instant impression on the parents, and they give him their blessing. Later, in the evening, when the couple reaches their apartment building, they are shocked to find it in a burning state. All of their belongings have been destroyed, including their money. The following day, they visit the insurance company to claim the refund. However, an agent informs them that it won't be possible, as the couple themselves are to blame for the incident. They carelessly forgot to put out a candle before leaving the apartment. As the couple searches for ways to pay out the loan, Max shockingly discovers that Elena used her life years as collateral for a bank loan without telling him. When he tries to offer his years instead, he's rejected due to no compatible recipients. This confuses Max, as he donated before, but he is told that his recipient recently died and he cannot donate his years for Elena. Moving on, as soon as Max and Elena leave the insurance company, the police arrest the latter to stop her from leaving the country. Desperate, Max pledges to find an alternative way to pay the bank. He talks to Sophie about his situation, and she agrees to assist. However, she soon starts ignoring his calls, implying that she is not going to help. Now, with no options left, the bank is going to take 40 years off of Elena's life, which will make her old. Frustrated and worried, Max goes to the clinic to see Elena before the procedure. To his dismay, he is denied, and the staff also tell him that he must wait until the procedure is done. Losing his composure, Max tries to reach Elena by rushing into the other rooms, but Kaya and her team stop him. Meanwhile, Elena gets prepared for the procedure. Hearing a lawyer read the contract pushes her over the edge. She struggles against the doctors, but they inject her, making her fall asleep. Her years are transferred to another person in a different room, whose identity is kept anonymous. T-Swift? After the procedure, Max takes Elena home. She's visibly changed, now looking much older. Max's dream of having kids with her is also gone, and their relationship becomes strained, with Elena distancing herself from him. Despite his attempts to comfort her, she remains distant and silent. One day, Max is called to the company and offered a promotion with a salary increase, which he now finds pointless. Angry, he tries to talk to Sophie, but Kaya intervenes. Sophie also ignores him and leaves in her her car. Surprisingly, as she is heading out, Max notices that she's looking much younger. Back home, Max tries to show affection to Elena, assuring her that he still loves her and will do anything to give back her 40 years of life. However, she interprets it as pity and asks to be left alone. Later, Elena experiences abdominal pain and bleeding, leading her to the hospital. Max is by her side, and he discovers that she had been pregnant before the procedure. However, due to her older body's limitations, the baby is now gone. Aggrieved and in pain, Elena decides to move in with her parents, tired of their awkward life. Her parents are shocked to see her, as she looks older than her mother. They blame Max for everything, highlighting his role in the system's creation. In response, the latter promises to do his best to reverse the procedure before driving away from there. Desperate and alone, Max sits in the park and looks at the people around. At the same time, he notices a little girl selling narcotics and smoking cigarettes. He is sure that the girl did the age-reducing procedure and transformed herself into a little girl to carry out the illegal business. Max confronts the girl and demands information about her procedure source, as Aeon doesn't allow kids to go through the process. Through her, he gets the contact of an underground group in Lithuania that performs age transplant surgeries at a low price. Without wasting any time, Max contacts the underground group using a burner phone and is instructed to acquire fake passports in a shady neighborhood. He learns that he needs to find the recipient who now holds Elena's years before leaving for Lithuania. Afterward, Max hides in a hotel and devises a plan to kidnap Sophie. He suspects that she was the one who took away his girlfriend's years. He follows her wherever she goes over the next few days and shadows Sophie until he finds a moment in a cemetery where she's alone without guards. Pretending to be a member of the Atom Group, he approaches her with his face covered. Sophie yells and tries to escape, but Max catches up and incapacitates her with a laser. He then paints an A on a nearby grave to make the kidnap seem like the work of the Atom Group, or perhaps Aeon, and he just self-reported. Later, Max picks up Elena from her workplace, urging her to trust him. They then head to an abandoned building where he's keeping Sophie tied up. Elena is skeptical about the situation, and a disagreement ensues, but Max convinces her that this is their chance to rebuild their lives and have a family. Following this, they reach the harbor and manage to board a ship without much trouble to make their way to Lithuania. Meanwhile, Kaya and Noak investigate the situation of the cemetery, using security camera footage to trace the kidnapper. Soon, they realize that it was done by someone from their company and find that Max has been using fake accounts for purchases. They also notice Max's presence, captured on a security camera at a harbor, and now are on the hunt for him. As Max leaves on a ship with Elena and Sophie, Kaya and Noak organize a new operation involving the police to catch them. At the harbor, Max takes care of Sophie, checking on her and providing food and drinks. She's concealed inside a box, pretending to be cargo. In the evening, the couple watches a happy family and dreams of having their own children someday. Suddenly, a child mentions some strange lights at the shore. Max and Elena investigate, only to learn that Aeon has contacted the Lithuanian police, and they are waiting for them. Thinking on his feet, Max decides to use an innocent family to their advantage. When the police inspect cars leaving the ship, Max, using his gun, coerces the family's father to drive his van and pose as a delivery worker. Max guides the driver via a Bluetooth earbud until the officer allows him to leave. Although they manage to escape, Elena becomes angry as Max endangered the lives of innocent people. Nonetheless, they borrow the family's van and leave. A few hours later, they stop in the middle of the road for Sophie, who reveals that she isn't actually Sophie, but her daughter, Marie. Max doubts her story and searches online. He finds out that Sophie only had one daughter who died long ago. In response, Marie explains that her mother intentionally kept a low profile to avoid media attention. She only wanted her child to live a normal life. However, Max remains skeptical, and Elena begins to have doubts too. Afterward, they find an abandoned hotel to spend the night. Marie assures them that she's not Sophie, as she too opposes her mother's unethical work. However, as a desperate Max asserts that even if she's telling the truth, her DNA should be a match for Elena. Hence, he wants to proceed with the plan. This idea horrifies Elena, and she leaves the room. Later, as Marie takes a shower, Elena notices that she doesn't contain any scars on her body. This means that she has never been through the procedure. Elena talks to Max about it, but he assures her that after the skin becomes young, the scars heal magically. Meanwhile, Noak informs Kaya about the couple's location, and they prepare to head there. However, before they can do so, the armed Atom group, led by Lilith, find Elena and Max. Lilith then confirms that Marie is indeed Sophie's daughter. In the next scene, the Atom group takes the trio to an abandoned building, where Lilith reveals Sophie's master plan. She mentions that Sophie intended to use Elena as an age donor for herself, but Max and Elena fell in love and married. She also orchestrated their apartment fire and had Max's potential match killed to prevent him from donating his years. Enraged, Max accuses Lilith of being a murderer, but she responds by offering Elena a gun with one bullet, giving her the choice to kill Marie or herself. Overwhelmed, Elena drops the gun and starts crying. Just then, Max's burner phone receives the location of an illegal clinic, valid for 6 hours. To make the appointment, the couple must assist Lilith in killing Sophie. After a while, Kaya and her team surround the building, and Max emerges, pretending that Adam isn't with them. He warns them that only Sophie will be allowed inside, and if anyone disobeys him, Elena will shoot Marie dead. At this moment, a rejuvenated Sophie steps forward and agrees to the terms. As she's about to enter, Kaya questions how Max knew Sophie would be there, and realizes that it's a trap. From inside the building, the Atom group starts shooting at Sophie's team, and a gunfight ensues between the groups. Lots of people are killed on the spot, including Noak and Lilith. Amidst the chaos, Max retreats to the hotel and takes Elena and Marie to the garage for an escape. While attempting to start the car, Marie reveals that she has a gun and tries to shoot Elena, but fortunately there are no bullets in it. This act of betrayal deeply hurts Elena, as she had just spared her life sometime before. In response, she hits Marie in the head, making her fall unconscious, and the trio flees in the car. Later, Max admits he's hesitant to harm Marie to avoid becoming like Lilith. However, Elena has had enough and forces Max out of the car, threatening to harm herself. She then proceeds to the illegal clinic, where Marie is reluctantly subjected to the procedure. Sometime later, Marie is discovered by a truck driver, who returns her to the city. She then reunites with her young mother Sophie, who survived the gunfight due to wearing a bulletproof vest. But what if they shot her in the face? In the coming days, Marie begins to age rapidly, and the only one who can donate her years is her mother. However, Sophie turns selfish and refuses to donate to her own daughter, promising to find help soon. In the last scene, Max encounters Elena at the beach. She appears youthful and pregnant, accompanied by a new husband. Max accepts his new life as a rebel with the Atom group, dedicated to taking down Sophie's unethical practices and saving the innocents from losing their years of life.